Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. In this lecture, we will learn how to evaluate a project, a capital budgeting project when we have different depreciation methods. So let's begin with the problem 12-6 from Fundamentals of Financial Management by Brigham Houston. Here we have the problem. Christine is evaluating a capital budgeting project that should last for 4 years. The project requires $800,000 of equipment. So, this is the cost of the equipment, which is $800,000. She is unsure what depreciation method to use in her analysis. The first one is the straight line method or 3 years Messrs accelerated method. So, we have two different methods, and one is straight line method. We know that a straight line method in which the cost of the equipment would be depreciated evenly over its useful life. Whereas Messrs MACRS, which is modified accelerated cost recovery system, it is the method of depreciation which is exclusively used in United States for tax purposes. This method is established by US IRS. So IRS is Internal Revenue Services, which administers and enforces US federal laws. So here we have two different methods, and the depreciation rates under Messrs are given, which are 33% for first year, 45% for second year, 15% for third year, and 7% for fourth year. Then the company's WACC or weighted average cost of capital is 10%, which we are going to use when we convert it into net present value. The tax rate is 40%. First requirement is what would the depreciation expense be each year under each method. So first requirement is to calculate depreciation under each method. So we have depreciation under straight line method, and then depreciation under we have Messrs MACRS method. Then we have years 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 year, because the equipment has 4 year life. So we are going to calculate 4 years depreciation. Straight line method, the method is simple. We have cost, which is $800,000 minus salvage value, which is 0, divided by useful life, which is 4 years. So this is the depreciation, and because it is the straight line method, the depreciation remains same over the useful life over 4 years. The second method is Messrs. Here we are going to calculate. We have cost, which is $800,000 multiplied by first year rate is 33%. So first year depreciation rate is given, which is 33%. The second year we have same cost, and we multiply it by the rate, which is given 45%, and this 45% is for the second year. Third year, it is 15 years. So what we are going to do, we have $800,000 cost multiplied by rate of depreciation, which is 15%. And similarly, we have last year or fourth year, the cost is same, 800,000 multiplied by rate of depreciation, which is 7%. So here we have depreciation under each of these methods. This is the first requirement. The second requirement is which depreciation method would produce the higher NPV, and how much higher would it be. So Now we are going to calculate net present value. So what we do next is to multiply depreciation expense with the tax rate, which is 40%. Tax rate is given 40% in order to determine the benefit provided by depreciation expense, the tax benefit actually provided by the depreciation expense. So here for straight line method, what we are going to do, we multiply this 200,000 with the tax rate, which is B12 multiplied by tax rate is 40%. So here we have this 80,000 each year, and whereas M, in case of MACRS, we have the depreciation multiplied by the tax rate, which is 12, which is 40%. So these are after tax depreciation. Now we convert it into present value. So present value factor is 1 divided by 1 plus I. I is the rate of interest or weighted average cost of capital, which is 10%. So it is 0.1 n raised to power n. So n, first year n would be 1. And similarly, second year n will be 2, then 3, and then 4. So these are the present value factor. Now, in order to calculate uh, NPV, NPV under first straight line method. So NPV, we have this present value factor, which is F12. We multiply these factors with the after tax depreciation. So we are going to multiply it by D12. So these are the net present, these are the present values, and when we add all of these, we get net present value under straight line method. So this is under straight line method. Whereas repeat the same step, net present value for Messrs MACRS. For Messrs, we have present value factors are same, which is F12, and we are going to multiply it after tax depreciation, which is E12. So here these are the depreciation, and then we add all of these. So this is the sum of all present values under MACRS. So the difference between these two, the difference, you can see the net present value under Messrs is 266,371 means $266,371, whereas in case of straight line method, net present value is less as compared to Messrs. So how much it is less? So difference is when 266,371 minus 253 589. So the difference is $12,000. Here we can say dollars. So we have compared both of the methods, and we can see that the depreciation under Messrs or the tax benefit, you can say, under method is higher as compared to straight line method. So Christine should go for methods because its NPV is higher by $12,782. So this is one way of the calculation. We can also use another way here. This is one way. We can also take the difference between these two here, other method, or you can say method 2. Okay, so method 2, year 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can take the difference of these two methods. We deduct uh, depreciation under methods with the depreciation under straight line method. So you can see that here C 12 minus B 12. So this is the depreciation difference in difference in depreciation under each of the two method. Then in the next step, we multiply this difference with tax. So difference is going to be multiplied by tax rate. Tax rate is 40%, which is, you can say, the difference, which is I3 multiplied by tax rate, which is 40%. So here, and when we calculate, now what next step, what we are going to do is to take net present value of the differences. So here present value factors are same. So in the first step, next step, what we are going to do, we are going to copy present value factor here, and we multiply the difference with the present value, the difference multiply by tax with present value factors. So in the next step, J3 is going to be multiplied by K3. And the next step is to calculate net present value. So here you can see the difference in the answer. Both answers are same. So one can use any method either to calculate depreciation separately and then multiply it by tax rate, and then convert it into present value separately, one by one, each method. Or in the second method, you can take the differences between the expense of these two methods and then multiply by tax and then convert it into net present value. So answer is same in both of the cases. So that's it from this lecture. Take care, class.